What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the Elder Scrolls Online PTS Update 7 Imperial City update. So right now we are currently in the Imperial City. This is the public test server, so what that means is the patch notes are live, but however, anything that I do in the PTS does not carry over to the official game. So it's kind of just like testing. But the Imperial City, it is pretty much in the center of Cyrodiil, and you get the white gold tower and the Imperial City prison. So we're kind of just like exploring the inner part right now. However, that is not what we're here for. So the patch notes officially launched today, and instead of just reading off patch notes like everyone else is doing, and I'm gonna be doing a little separate way. And for each class that I noticed, I'll show you like what's different to what it's been before. So I'm pretty much just reading off the like adjustments, and I'll actually show you and tell you my opinions. Also, before we start, Veteran 16 is now the new thing. They also reduced the cost to get Veteran 16 already. Like I know some of my buddies are at 15 already, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's go over to Dragon Knights. Let's go in order. I'll leave a link in the description to the official notes so you can check that out at your own will. It's actually a lot of notes, so I don't think I can cover all of it. But I'm pretty much just covering the important parts. So, Battle Roar, the passive. It adjusted the scaling for combat resources to be based off of that resource instead of maximum magicka. So, let's say you're a stamina user. Instead of it scaling off magicka, it now scales off like whatever. So that was a change. I guess it's good. I don't know. I haven't really done too much testing. Now, igneous weapons is this one. Increased the bonus duration from 2 seconds to 1 second. Now, each heavy attack adds 2 seconds to the duration. It's pretty good, I guess, if you're using full heavy attacks. I don't really see this one being too important, but I guess it is depending on what you're doing. If you're like a stamina based build, it could be pretty solid, but as a magic build, you really don't have too many slots for this one. So if your stamina, might be good. Might just test it later. Since this is the public test server, I could just like respec all my abilities and whatnot over and over again just to test it. Now, next, magma armor. No one really uses this ultimate, but just in case you want to know what is changed, the abilities buff will now follow the standard rules or for AoE on maximum targets. It's cool. Good to know no one really uses this ultimate. Molten Augments is the ability will now grant only a bonus for fully charged heavy attacks. Considering I don't even know if this is... Hold on, let's just test it real quick. It's not even morphed, whatever. But Molten Augments, it's probably this one that's ultimate morphed, but I don't have it. But instead, or it could be this one. Either way, these are probably for more stamina based builds, that's why I don't have it. Now, Obsidian Shard. This is the huge update for, this is probably one of the bigger ability buffs. Now before this one, you just slam a rock down and stun an enemy. Now you can stun them from 20 meters away, and it's like stunning them at range, which is very, very good for PvP, and we'll see how that goes. Next on the list is Obsidian Shield, which is the morph of this one, I believe. I chose Igneous Shield, and the other one was Obsidian Shield. However, this ability morphs and its morphs no longer causes targets to automatically unsheath their weapons. I guess that was a bug, but that was a kind of a nerf. Shattering Rocks, Petrify Morph. It is the other one for this one. I chose Fossilize because it was better suited for me in my build. However, it fixed an issue where rank 3 of Shattering Rocks costs slightly more than the other ranks. So no actual like changes, except for the cost is a little bit different. Stone Fist Morph is, or the Stone Giant, the Stone Fist Morph, to reduce the costs by 20%. nothing really to show there, and increase the ability by 20 meters. Now, let's go into the final two of the Dragon Knight abilities. So, let's go into the Ardent Flames right now. The Molten Whip and Flame Lash right here no longer sets up targets off balance when the ability misses, so that's kind of a nerf, but I guess I understand why it was fixed. This is primarily, or your primary attack as a Dragon Knight, whether you're stamina or magicka based. Though, as magic, you use this, and as stamina, you probably use Searing Strike, but not this morph. Like, I'll just show you right now. You know how it costs 882 mana. You could scale this off stamina, which would be your main ability if you were a stamina-based build. Alright, so shifting standard, the ultimate, always get might, just because might is generally better in every single way, PvP and PvE. So the shifting standard was the other morph. It fixed an issue where this ability synergy had no cooldown. We also fixed it where 2 and 4 were doing less damage. After moving to standard, that's fine. Get might. Don't ever get the other one. Doesn't matter what build you're playing, always get might. Now the last two would be into the Draconic Power. Now the Dragon Leap fixed an issue where its wings would occasionally not spawn if the ability was used after rolling, and hitting an enemy with Petrify would cause the animation. So Dragon Leap is the ultimate. Generally, for the morph, what you would want is Take Flight, because you can jump further, costs less, and deals more damage. That's kind of like a given. So you want Take Flight always. And final for the Dragon Knight would be to it is Volatile Armor. Wait, hold on. Spiked Armor morph, right. Alright, so this one, I'll just unlock it real quick. It fixed an issue where the ranks 2 and 4 of this ability were doing physical damage instead of fire damage. So now it's actually slightly better for fire-based users like myself, who use all fire primarily, and now this one might actually be useful because it does fire damage instead of regular. So let's give it a little test. Well, not on really an enemy, just kind of... It looks the same, but that's about it. So those are all the Dragon Knight ones, and yeah, let's switch over to our Templar, and I'll read off the ability changes from there. Alright, so we are currently going over all of the Templar abilities that have been changed recently. So as you may imagine, I am veteran rank 15, which is pretty solid. I just logged on my character for the first time, so we could always do a little bit of testing with all the abilities. So let's start with the Restoring Light, and what I'm going over is all the changes that were in the official notes. So Channeled Focus, it is the Rune Focus morph. It fixed an issue where with this ability where Major Ward was not wearing off properly after leaving the circle. Okay, I haven't really used this much, but I guess it's pretty solid. Cleansing Ritual is this ability. Haven't even leveled that one up once. Remove the 2-second delay from this ability, so it'll be reliably and gain benefits from focused healing. Interesting. Focused Healing, the passive, will now apply as secondary heals from Breath of Life. That's pretty good. And Honor the Dead, Rush Ceremony morph. Honor the Dead, Rush Ceremony morph. You don't ever use this one. You get Breath of Life, always. It doesn't matter what version of a Templar you're building, magic or stamina, you are getting Breath of Life. Now let's see. Repentance, the Restoring Aura morph. This one is a very easy choice to use. Under the Radiant Aura or Repentance ability, which is the one you should get always. Why you should get this one is because, one, it's a free cost. Depending on how many bodies are on the ground, you just get healing, and it's a free cast. Takes no resources. The heal from this ability will now receive bonus from Focused Healing. and it will also benefit from the mending passive ability, so it would be like right here. Alright, so Rush Ceremony, this animation is now faster. Okay, that's pretty much it. So that was all for the Restoring Lights. Now, in the Dawn's Wrath, let's see, hold on, let me scroll down a little bit. There we go. The Eclipse is this ability. All ranks of Eclipsed now have an area of effect Time Bomb from an unstable core. More than one caster can apply Time Bomb, so two casters can... I've never really used this ability, so I have no idea. Could be good, though. The next one is Power of the Light from the Backlash morph. So let's get this one just to test it. Purifying... Wait, hold on. That is... Okay, there's two of them. Two ability changes. So the Power of the Light one, it grants a minor breach to it, and that's the new ability from what they changed. And the Purifying Light is the healing pool now attaches to the target instead of sticking to the ground. So I do believe Purifying Light is actually the better choice. This one is a magic based and this one's stamina based, so just keep that in mind. Now Radiant Oppression is the Radiant Destruction morph. I haven't really leveled that one up, but it reduces the damage bonus from 40% to 20%, so that's a 20% reduced damage bonus. However, they also fixed an issue where the bonus damage wouldn't always apply from hitting a target enemy. Sunflare, which is this one, it fixed an issue where this ability was not always hitting the targeted enemies, so that's good. Increased the travel speed of this ability. And Unstable Core, the Eclipse morph, it now deals additional damage. So, kinda abilities I didn't really use, but I know some of them are very good. And that's pretty cool. I'm 15 already. Adrix Spear. Now, there aren't too many nerfs or buffs for this one. So, under Blazing Shield, which is the Sun Shield one, this is important to get. The ability will now always explode upon recasting. I always thought it did that, but you should be getting Blazing Shield still. And Piercing Javelin, the ability increased by 10% for damage, so that's always a buff, but most of the time you would want Puncturing Strikes, and then depending on if you're magic, you get Puncturing Sweeps. If you're stamina, you get Biting Jabs. They essentially do the same thing, just one takes up stamina, one takes up magic. So as for me, I am a stamina based build, and that's what you want. Alright, so for weapon, weapon stuff, they did a lot of changes. But now let's go on to our Sorcerer real quick, so I can go over some of those. Alright, so as you may imagine, all my passives got reset for the PTS, but we're going to go over all the changes that have been made to every ability. So I'm kind of looking off the official patch notes, which I'll leave in the description, and after that you can see, but we're going to go over it live and just show you what has been changed. So let's start off with the Daedric summonings. Sorcerer pets now benefit from critical strike buffs and added to the caster after they're summoned, so that's good. They get buffs as well. Your pets like transfer buff bonuses to you, and all Sorcerer pets have the correct AoE damage reduction. Previously, some reductions were not applying in combat. Well, that's fixed now. Sorcerer pets now take 50% less damage from other player characters. This is not stacked with AoE as noted above. Now, pretty much remove the tail clip ability from the Restoring Twilight, which is this one, which is pretty good to have. It's pretty cool. Alright, so the Daedric Prey, which is the Daedric Curse morph, now increases the damage done by your pets by 55% instead of 20%, so that is a 35% bonus additional damage. Empowered Ward, do not have that one unlocked. I'm only on my level 30, but I'm just going over like what's changed. I can still see it for the most part. Reduce the cost of this ability by 8.5% and increases damage. Don't really need to show you much for that. I just have to say it. Hardened Ward, the same thing, is now properly played. Visual effects that are just changed. And the Winged Twilight is over here. I think that's... Okay, no, Winged Twilight. Restoring, and the minor intellect can now be granted on 6 enemies. Alright, so those are the Daedric summonings. It was kind of confusing, but I don't think many people actually use these at late game high levels. If you're just using it low PvE, you should be fine. Don't worry about it. Storm Calling is... Oh, that was weird. Hold on. I know the audio just cut out for a second. The Storm Calling, let's see. Summoned Atronachs were... Atronachs now prefer to demolish the closest target instead of just picking one randomly. Or just standing still and just not doing anything. Alright, the Ball Lightning, the Bolt Escape Morph, is right here. It now reduced the duration of the orbs from reduced the duration of the orbs from this ability to 1.5 seconds from 6.5 seconds to 5-second duration of the orbs. So that's pretty interesting. Boundless Storm, Lightning Morph, Lightning Form Morph is right here. I do think that one is actually maxed out. Fix an issue with the audio or visual effects associated with the major expedition buff, lasting more than 6 seconds. Okay, so it's just like a visual and time buff, or that was changed. And Endless Fury, Mage's Fury Morph, right here, it fixed an issue where this ability could explode multiple times. That seems like a very serious issue that should have been fixed. Now Energy Overload, which is Overload Morph, right here. Let's get it for demonstration purposes. Increase the amount of magic I return to you by 300%. Now scales towards your veteran rank, so whatever that is. That's pretty good. And Mage's Fury, increase the execute damage by 10%, and Overload, the things are much higher. So, like, pretty much the light attacks are faster. Now, the Thundering Presence, the last one, now has a stamina morph instead of magic. Why you would be a stamina sorcerer, I have no idea, but apparently if it works for you, good for you. Next is the dark magic abilities, and this is the final one for the abilities that got changed. Dark Deal, the Dark Exchange morph, right here, increases the amount of stamina restored by this ability by 50%. I don't think anyone actually uses this ability because no one plays a stamina sorcerer because obvious reasons. If you play it and it works for you, good for you. Now, that was pretty much all of this, and increases the range from 15 meters to 18 meters. That was pretty much it for the sorcerer. Those are all the ability changes, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, I'll do a Nightblade one